creators of Relevant Magazine. This is the Relevant Podcast.
When we arrive, say here's some time. This country dog won't die in the city. When we arrive, say here's some time. This country dog won't die in the city. When we arrive, say here's some time. This country dog won't die in the city. When we arrive, say here's some time.
It's a week of Friday, October 20th, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Creating a site with Squarespace is a simple, intuitive process. You can add and arrange your content and features with a click of a mouse. They also make adding a domain to your site simple. If you sign up for a year, you'll receive a custom domain for free. If you're doing a store, which a lot of people like to do because it can make the money, right. You know, they have best-in-class online store templates with Squarespace, award-winning templates. They have customizable settings. Everything happens without a single plugin. And national brands, hundreds of thousands of savvy shop owners use Squarespace.
Yeah, you know what I find fascinating about Squarespace, and this is not a part of their pitch, but the fact that, other people could make just incredible website design stuff, but Squarespace has done it so well that people aren't even trying. It's like, just go to Squarespace.
Yeah.
It really is so wonderfully priced and really, really powerful.
Right now, you can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Go do it. Squarespace, set your website apart. Like I said, I'm your host, Cameron. Here with me in our Orlando studio, Eddie Big Hat Koffels.
Cameron, nice to see you, buddy.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
Over here, silently sitting there watching him and judging, is our new director of audio and video, Nathan Grubbs. On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello. And I can, too, see Nathan's judgy eyes from the corner over there.
He's actually just the director of Chandler.
That's right.
That's what I would like on his business card.
Director of Chandler.
Just in charge of Chandler.
Judging Chandler's every move. He's got a clipboard in front of him, and he's making extensive notes.
Yeah.
Everything from Chandler's wardrobe to, every physical movement that he does is being intimately noted.
We actually had to get a new project management software to accommodate all of the notes that Nathan needs to distribute about Chandler throughout the day.
Nathan talked to me about this earlier, and he really wants to keep a close eye on him, so much so that Chandler will soon start wearing one of those body suits with a little Velcro tennis balls all over it that they wear when they're recording people for video games. Because we need to know, it's like when Andy Serkis recorded the part of Gollum. Yeah. That's basically the level of detail we want to know, not just about Chandler's workday, but his physical movements. We need to track this.
We have one on every finger, so we know what he's typing.
Okay. I used to work at well, hold on. You finish your introduction.
Oh, and joining us from Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey guys, and I don't need to see Chandler to judge him harshly for his every movement.
I used to work at a film and television school back in the day.
Cool,
we used to do these.
We're all impressed.
No, this is where it gets awful. We used to do these
Steven
monthly
Spielberg over here.
We used to do these monthly tours, and part of the tour, when it's a big to do, is they would take people inside the motion capture studio, and there would be someone in the middle walking around, and then all the students would look at a monitor, but it's like a monster or something, and they're like, "Oh, cool, motion capture." One day they're like, "Hey, do you want to be the motion capture guy for the tour?" And I was like, "Do you want to put me in all green spandex as a part of the sales pitch for the school?" I declined. Can you imagine this body covered in spandex?
Well, that gives me a new idea for a little featured ad to the tours for the Relevant offices. Is Eddie in a green spandex? We don't have a motion capture room. We just have Eddie in green spandex.
Right. There's no I'm turning into a Gollum or anything. No. It's just
you're there working in your green spandex.
Yeah. Just hey everyone.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, welcome.
Relevant's never really had a mascot. Relevant's never really had we don't have a cartoon rabbit or anything. But Eddie in green spandex would make an interesting sort of every issue of the magazine. At some point, Eddie pops in hey guys. Sort of like clippy, but not helpful.
I gotta say, it's a little early to call question of the week, but what should the relevant mascot be? Seems like a pretty excellent.
I think just tracking employee productivity is a big thing. And, if people are like, what are you doing with all this weird data about every single body movement? I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet, but the data's there. Worst case scenario, I create a sweet short film about a magazine that's published by aliens. It's going to be really cool because I have the data. That's what use it.
And we're off.
Hey, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, Christine Caine joins us.
Ooh.
I'm a huge fan of Christine
me
Caine.
too.
Yeah.
World changer, amazing preacher, teacher, and justice advocate.
A21 is phenomenal.
Doing the real thing.
Really
and
great
then
work.
she does stuff empowering women and mentoring young women with Propel.
Yeah.
I mean, she's incredible.
The first time I got to interview her for the show a couple years ago, we were talking about A21, and she said after the interview, like, hey, just so you know, we're starting this thing for like women, and we're kind of starting to figure out it's going to be called Propel. We may want to talk about it later. And it's like she just breathed these things into existence, and now it's this incredible movement. She's just like a movement leader. I respect her a ton.
I love it. Also coming up after that, on the other end of the spectrum, we have a very timely, themey game that Jesse's come up with. What's the name of the game, Jesse?
It's called the Spooktacular 2017 Holy Ghost Wiener Roast Monster Mash Challenge.
Wow.
That's the truncated version.
Sometimes the theme songs just write
quite
themselves,
extensive.
don't they?
Hey, before we move the show along, we have a very special guest joining us today. She's here in the studio with us. Some of you have said, why don't you have a female cast member? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Eddie's daughter, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
You want to talk? There you go.
Yeah, you can talk right into the microphone.
Welcome
This
to the
is how
podcast.
professional
A whole
podcasting
lot
works.
of people are listening to you right now. Isn't that crazy to think about? Lucy, how old are you?
5.
You're 5. And you're in kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing in kindergarten? What's your favorite thing to do at kindergarten?
Go on recess.
Recess. That's my kid's favorite thing too. He said, how come I can't do PE every day this morning?
Sunshine, can I ask you a few questions? Can I interview you? Okay, here's a question for you. What are you going to be for Halloween? Can you tell everyone?
The Chills movie.
Yeah, you're going to be Poppy.
Puppy.
Poppy from
very
the
cool.
Chills.
We're very excited about that.
What's your daddy going to be, Lucy?
That's Jesse, my assistant. You can answer his questions if you'd like.
Dad, what are you going to be?
I'm going to be Lucy's dad for Halloween, and I'm going to take a bunch of your candy when you get it and steal it from you when you're sleeping.
Lucy, what do you think your dad should be? Should he be like a pirate?
What do you think I should
Should he be an elephant?
What do you think I should do?
Ghost.
A green body,
A ghost?
a green spandex bodysuit.
Ooh, a ghost. Do you know what a green spandex bodysuit is? It would be like I'm wearing all green tights. Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
Bad.
Lucy, what's the most embarrassing thing your dad has ever done?
I don't think I have ever embarrassed you. Mostly we just like to sing together.
Lucy, is your dad a good singer?
Yes.
He is.
That was sweet of you to
Does he sing you Dave Matthews Band songs?
Do you know who Dave Matthews? We'll talk about it later. What do you think about this podcast so far? Do you like it? Would you listen to it?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, we
got a nod of approval.
We got another subscriber.
Well, Lucy, thanks for joining us today. I'm excited you're here. Cohen, my kid, has sat in on a couple of shows too. And so now we have 2 of you guys. It's the next generation of relevant podcasters. You and Cohen can have a show. What do you think? Yeah, you like that idea? I like it. I'd listen.
You really do bring in, like, it's a very good kid experience because you're just like the P.T. Barnum of kids. So we just walk in and you're like, here's any treat that you want. We've built a fort for you. People will play with you. Anything you want. I'm the cool
It's
uncle.
basically Willy Wonka over there.
It kind of is.
It is kind of great.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving the show along, it is time for our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
This is crazy, y'all. Okay, sometimes, I mean, we're known to be like, sit at the intersection of faith and culture. That's kind of the sweet spot of what we cover. We cover other stuff too, justice, life in your 20s and 30s and all that kind of stuff. But we're most known for the intersection of faith and culture. Rarely have those 2 things intersected the way this next item does.
Left Behind.
This week, Christian rapper NF, his album Perception became the number one album in the Billboard charts. The number one album in the country.
Like the
Billboard top 200.
regular Billboard?
The top 200 number one album in the country is by a Christian rapper named NF.
That's kind of unbelievable. Is there a song we would know off of it?
It just came out, but it beat out recent releases from Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Shania Twain, everybody, literally every other artist. One of the singles from the album is called Let You Down. Here's a clip.
You don't wanna make this work, you just wanna make this worse. Want me to listen to you, but you don't ever hear my words. You don't wanna know my hurt yet. Let me guess, you want an apology, probably. How can we keep going at a rate like this? We can't, so I guess I might have to leave. Please don't come after me. I just wanna be alone right now. I don't really wanna think it all. Go ahead, just drink it all. Both know you're gonna call them on like nothing's wrong. Ain't that what you always do? I feel like every time I talk to you, you're in an awful mood. What else can I offer you? There's nothing left right now. I give it all to you.
Well, Cameron, you saw him at Lollapalooza this year.
I did. Yeah, he was at Lolla. There was actually it was the strangest thing to me. We go to Lolla every year, and there was a lot more hip hop this year. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at the lineup, and I'm like, oh man, 21 Savage is there, and and then it said NF, and I texted Jesse. I'm like, do you think this is the Christian rapper NF? Like, is there another NF? And I looked on the Lolla website, and it's like, he doesn't like being called a Christian rapper. I mean, none of them do. But he, it talked about in his bio how he explores faith themes in his music. And I'm going, that is the Christian rapper NF. Yeah. So I went to the show. And he had, it was a side stage. It wasn't a main stage, but the crowd loved him. I mean, it was just like, in fact, of the 12 relevant podcast listeners that ran into us during this, probably 6 of them ran into me at that show. And he killed it. He killed it. But it's not like I didn't walk away going, oh, he's going to have the number one album in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask how it's kind of crazy though, because I know I'm not like the coolest on the show, or I would say definitely the least coolest.
No,
but like I've never heard of him. How did he get?
You've never heard his? You weren't aware of his existence until now. You're saying
until just now. Like this is the first time I've never heard that song that you just played. How does it get to Billboard 100?
He's built up an underground following in the Christian scene. He's toured relentlessly. I would say, of the youth group kind of Christian music festival scene, he would be a pretty big deal. But I don't listen. Huge congratulations to NF. That is a massive accomplishment for any artist. If you were to tell me that this fall a Christian rapper was to have the number one album in the country, I probably would have said, "Oh yeah, of course, Lecrae's new album."
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. It was NF. That just baffles me. It just blows my mind. Major label,
like you
Columbia.
said, good for him though.
I think it's amazing. Does he have a song on it that it's like him featuring like Beyonce or something?
No, it's his underground following that he's built up over the years. That's the thing. And they all just supported. And that, he's in this 1 week, he had 21 million streams of his new album. He sold 38,000 units. So it wasn't a massive week. It wasn't like a Beyonce, like 300,000 units sold week. But number one album in the country. Huge congratulations to NF. That is just unbelievable.
That's amazing.
And here's the thing. I heard his music a little bit here and there. We covered him, in selects and stuff in the magazine. But I hadn't listened to a whole show. At Lolla, he was really impressive. Just as an artist, he was fantastic. And of course, you can hear the Eminem influences and stuff like that. Yeah, but
he's from Michigan too.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. But
cool. Jesse knows all about him. All of a sudden, I tell you I don't know, and Jesse's like, "Oh, you never heard of him?"
I'm just telling you, man. It's like I was shocked. I got the news this week, and I texted the guys. I was like, "This is our beat." A Christian artist is number one in the country. This is crazy.
It's really rare for us to get just a line drive. To get a line drive like that, to get we spend all day, we're combing the internet, we're looking for stuff that hits the intersection of faith and culture. And then sometimes you have to kind of you have to really comb for it. And then sometimes just the heavens opens up and down from the sky, just like a white dove, just alighting on your shoulder there. A story like NF, this Christian guy making the number one album in Billboard, not just Christian charts. That confused me at first too, Eddie, but Billboard period, the Billboard Hot 20.
So it got us talking yesterday when the news broke. I was in the car and I was talking with the guys. And I was going, I would be hard pressed to think. And I've been before Relevant, which I started in 2000, before that, for 2 years, I was working at Christian Music Magazine. Before that, when I was in college, I interned at Christian Music Magazine. So I've been covering this literally since 1996.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a number one Christian album. Like I know a Christian artist having a number one album. Bob Carlyle's Butterfly Kisses in 1997, I think hit number 2.
Number 2.
But I don't think it was number 1. And so I said this to Tyler. I was like, can we verify? Can we check? Is this the first Christian artist hitting number 1? And
Sixpence None the Richer?
I Kiss Me as a single definitely hit number 1, but I don't know that the album.
The only other one I could think of that would maybe, and I could be totally wrong about this, but I feel like at the height of like POD,
I was about to say
maybe
POD.
they had.
Yeah,
like
POD might do it.
Yeah.
Lecrae didn't do it?
No.
Wow.
POD is a good call, and our crack fact checker Nathan is watching Chandler and making him check it for us real quick.
He's not watching Chandler. He's looking at the bodysuit data right now to see if Chandler is using his thumbs on his phone. So it's a very intimate portrait that Nathan has right now.
Amy Grant probably had a number 1 album. There was a little blip of a heyday in like that 96, 97 range where you had Amy Grant, Bob Carlyle.
Switchfoot.
Yeah, it was Switchfoot.
Do you think Switchfoot might have ever done it?
Never.
They all did it until like DC Talk got in there a little bit. Like they all did like.
That's what I'm saying. You had this little blip in the mid 90s, like
foray.
96. You had DC Talk, Amy Grant, and Bob Carlyle, all kind of hovering legitimate like airplay.
And Jesse, you can save your little smirky comment about DC Talk. I can see you brewing it over there. I can see you on the Skype line.
I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, sure you're not. Okay.
Dude, I watched a video and we posted it. This was a few months back, but it was it was just kind of a retro video that we posted of DC Talk.
Sorry.
Update.
Interruption.
POD's album Satellite peaked at number 6 on the Billboard charts.
Wow.
And their other albums peaked at number 9 and 17. So
Okay, so not even close.
I'm just
Not even
saying.
close.
I think this is
Closer than any album I've ever had.
I think this is a truly remarkable achievement. I mean, I can't think of. This is crazy. It's crazy.
I was trying to Google it yesterday. I will do some research because this intrigues me. This feels like RB, and I'm going to find other albums that have come close.
Oh yeah.
But so far I have not. I've had to go through Billboard rankings just week by week and look, and I have not come across another album by a Christian artist. I know that.
Well, and to
NF
clarify,
doesn't have to be identified as a
And it's
Christian
not like
rapper.
you too. Who you're talking about?
Let's clarify. We are talking about professing Christian artists whose albums also have faith themes in it,
right?
And would be sold in a Christian bookstore.
Yes.
Okay,
Because we're not talking about the faith
but
of,
I mean, that distinction is becoming more and more arbitrary, though.
Right.
To be fair.
I know, and obviously we're probably part of that issue. We probably are we helped make that issue that it doesn't have to be faith isn't a
Because
genre.
then it gets complicated because you have people like Chance the Rapper, Kendrick Lamar, even Kanye, who definitely have profess Christianity and have real faith lyrics, but you probably couldn't pick them up at Lifeway.
That's right. I think this is the clarifying factor, because obviously the stuff we cover would be faith themes from professing Christian artists, but they would never be sold in Lifeway. So what we're talking about is an artist or an album that was sold in Lifeway. Has it ever hit number 1? NF is absolutely in that camp. So but I can't think of any others.
I feel like we're going to
I'll go down to Lifeway just to guarantee that he's being sold there. I'll make that my weekly pilgrimage down to Lifeway.
Are you allowed to go into Lifeway, Tyler? Is there like a restraining
He's
order
had a
for you
couple
in
tweets
Lifeway?
lately go viral that I think that bans him from a Lifeway.
Lifeway.
Yeah, they print out our whole. They print out our whole cast page and are like, these are the people we don't allow.
It's almost like at the bodega, the bad checks faces that they put right at the checkout.
That's right.
Yeah, our podcast cast page is printed out and put at every Lifeway checkout.
Yeah, it's us.
But Chandler's is just missing. Like, have you seen me? Situation. The rest of us are one.
He's like a kid on a milk carton. And it's in the missing picture. He's wearing the hologram suit. Last seen wearing this.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. You can't really see who it is because pretty much all you can see is like barely his face is sticking out of it. So you have no real distinction. Yeah. But it does say if you want, I mean, if you're curious about his posture or body movements, we can show you some really realistic data on it if that would help in the search. No, but what I do when I need to go to Lifeway, which is frequently, because I don't care what they say. No candy company can replicate the flavor of Testaments. They're a unique brand of delicious. So when I need to go,
I bought one once in the mid-90s as a kitschy joke. I never ate them.
I gotta say that should be what we give away if someone visits the studio.
Testaments.
Because there was that. What was that other candy that
I give my testimony.
Amen.
Like anytime there's a little group, I just gather them at the end and share my testimony.
It takes a hard 45 minutes to get to it. Like a minimum. I'm talking. Yeah, I got a hard out in 45, but it's every minute of it because it's a whole. There's a couple chapters I don't want to get into, but I will. If
it's
there's
like
guests here.
that room at the end of the Hell House. After you've gone through the whole journey, all of a sudden they come on and give you the talk. That's how our tours are here. It's basically a Hell House.
Yeah.
And Chandler's running around in the green outfit, and then it's kind of scaring people, popping out.
Yeah.
And then I give them the talk at the end. I share my testimony.
Yeah. Right.
And then they hold out bags, and I put testaments in them.
It's really, really moving.
Chandler's lurching around behind like a shockingly grisly teen car accident scene wearing a bodysuit. And he's going like this, "Come here, kids, come here." And he walks them through the gates of hell where they find out their final eternal destiny. But it's more terrifying just seeing that a demon or an angel of judgment is wearing a bodysuit for no clear explanation.
It is that. Come here. We're all listening to Guns N' Roses in this cool teenage car.
I will say this, if people ever do come to our office, the smells, I think, were the things that stuck with me the most out of the Hell Houses. Because at the car crash scene, you would smell the beer.
I never went to this. I don't even really know.
No, it's because they were drinking and then they died. And so you would smell the death and you would smell the things.
Well, of course.
You really never went to a Hell House?
No.
It's funny you bring up Hell Houses. They may make an appearance later in our Spooktacular.
This is a very Midwest thing. I never went to one in Florida, but when I went to school in Oklahoma, it was a big deal. And if you watch the documentary on Netflix, Hell House, it's in that region. I think it's a very much a Midwest church thing.
Wow.
And they go all out. They spend all year kind of prepping this Hell House.
Man.
And I remember waiting in line for hours on a Friday night to get in. The whole region comes out.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That is just so messed up. Right? I mean, how weird is that? Are people?
It is weird. Well, because at least when you go, here was my issue. And look, to each his own, I guess. But when you go to a haunted hayride or something, or you go to at the beach or whatever, or an amusement park, one of these haunted houses that aren't put on by a church, it's fantasy stuff that's chasing you around. It's like zombies or vampires or ghosts or something.
Chandler in a green bodysuit with a bunch of ping pong balls on it.
But when you go to these hell houses, it's some of these scenes are grisly. Yeah. Because they're real life scenes. It's a lot of car accidents. It's like a gang shooting. It's stuff that's dude, this isn't
teenage
fun.
Pregnancy. It's all the stuff, all the vices leading to sin. Yeah. So it's
the liturgist room.
So the drinking and driving.
They're okay with that joke.
Or all the stuff, and it's graphic and supposed to scare you straight. And it's a wholesome Friday night and on October. Cool October Eve.
Oh yeah, this is just why nobody likes us. This is why people think Christians are nuts because
they like NF.
POD.
Right. And Bob Carlyle's both like this.
Everybody loves it.
When I was a kid, my church in Little Holdridge, Nebraska had one of these, but hell was just one portion of a longer tour throughout our entire church. So you also had various Bible stories. You had heaven where my grandpa was dressed as an angel and he would check all the kids' names on the book of life.
No,
and he just kind of let everybody in. My grandpa wasn't a super discerning character.
He was no Nathan. Nathan.
He was sort of more like in the Rob Bell vein, where it's like, look, man, just come on in, whatever. I don't care, just get in here. You're in heaven forever.
But Gampa was
No
sort
sweat,
of a
man.
precursor to Rob Bell. But you had to go through hell first, and it was a very scary. I remember it. It was like everything was black. The windows were blacked out, and there was weird flames. But you got but it was just a taste. Then you got the heaven part of it, and that's where you ended up.
Hey, well, in case you missed it, Sufjan Stevens released an epic new song this week called Wallowa Lake Monster. Wallowa Lake Monster.
He can just write about whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I know it's beautiful, but we were promised a state by state album.
So what you're saying is he's a promise breaker.
Trust me, promise not kept.
Yeah. The singer-songwriter will release a new album called The Greatest Gift next month. We'll see. That's a collection of B-sides and outtakes from Carrie and Lowell. The new 7-minute song echoes Carrie and Lowell in terms of simplicity, but also sounds like his Illinois era Stevens. Here is a clip.
We followed her to Joseph near the Indian raid. She wept among the weeds, hide and seek for the fallen chief. Spare the phylum on his grave. And like the cedar waxwing, she was drunk all day. We put her in the sheet, little wreath, candles on the grate. As the monster showed his face, there she waits for her children in the shade.
Certainly.
Sounds like Sufjan
Yeah,
Stevens.
it's certainly Sufjani. Hey, he could be. Would he count in the Billboard conversation we were having?
I don't think he would be
'cause
sold in a Lifeway.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah,
that's
And
a good point.
I'm sure he's never even come close to a #1 album on Billboard.
No,
Yeah,
I
no,
guess
not
that's
even.
right.
Yeah.
Right, he's way
So
too
he
niche.
doesn't hit on any level, Eddie.
So literally,
Yeah.
no.
Eddie, I would just say this. That was the most ignorant comment I've ever heard.
There's been some terrible things said on this show.
We can edit
stupefied.
this one out. We don't want to lose the faith of our readers.
Yeah, I mean, my credit. Yeah, you're hurting our credibility with this statement.
Eddie's
like
got
that,
a brand.
Eddie. I mean,
We got a brand to protect here.
I don't know why, but I'm personally offended. He even suggested that he would be in the Billboard.
Hey, in
top
case
one.
you missed it, TD Jakes this week spoke out for rights of NFL national anthem protesters. They're not protesting the national anthem. I guess they're protesting during the national anthem.
Yeah.
The best-selling author and pastor of the Potter's House Church in Dallas was recently a guest of Don Lemon on CNN. Had some really powerful comments about racial tension and the recent NFL protests. He was asked about the protesters and said that their First Amendment rights must be defended. He said, one of the things that makes America great, that makes the flag have meaning, is that we have the freedom of speech and the right to protest. History has proven to us that those people who have protested historically were very controversial at the time they did it. The two discussed the legacies of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Muhammad Ali and America's history with peaceful protests. Then Jake said, I feel really bad reading TD Jakes' words.
You sound just like him.
I was just saying, like, I would much rather hear TD Jakes say this.
No, you're right. Should we get Chandler to? Should we get Chandler to do it?
Here we go. This is what he said.
I don't believe that. People should.
It takes great courage. It takes great courage to take a stand against the current. It's so easy today to say those things that are familiar and convenient and quite popular. Now, as I'm saying this, picture TD Jakes saying it.
I close my eyes and I hear it's amazing.
A lot of authority. I hear authority.
But in the
that
midst
voice.
of the masses of people who go with the flow, there are always people who speak out against it, sometimes rightly or wrongly, but we must defend their right to say what they say, even when we don't agree with what they say. So there you go.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
That's a controversial issue, I feel like, among people that are like, you know, that are in like TD Jakes, you know, people who like read his books and things. Like typically how I've seen opinions fall on the protests during NFL games, it falls down some pretty traditional conservative, non-conservative lines. But I feel like TD Jakes is providing some context about just basic American freedoms and why we should all defend them.
Yeah, I feel like we can do nothing but get into trouble with this conversation. But this particular kneeling during the national anthem, the outrage over this has vexed me a little bit.
Well,
like, I
it's
just
because
don't
the
see
story.
it.
I feel like the story obviously has got misappropriated. It's changed. They've made the narrative that these players are protesting the flag and the national anthem, which is not what they're protesting. They're protesting police violence and racial injustice.
Right.
They're making a statement during that moment to say America needs to be fixed and America needs healing. It is not a protesting on the flag. Now, people who are ignorant and don't know the truth about what they're protesting and are just told they're disrespecting our flag, I can see why they're upset, but they're upset for the incorrect reasons. I mean, so it's like nobody in their right mind who is a good person would be okay with police brutality that's unjust and racial injustice. Nobody would. If you there is no controversy here.
Right. But even during so I hear that and I understand that, but even why is kneeling during the national anthem, why would that even be considered? Let's say you didn't know anything, someone kneeling during it. Why would it be considered so disrespectful?
Well, just to add context to that too, and not for a plug here, but on the Relevant is Doing Sports
the new
podcast.
activist.
Our co-host Sam Acho for the Chicago Bears provided some more context about how he is friends with all those guys and and is a part of this conversation in the NFL, and was saying that part of the reason that Colin Kaepernick went from sitting during the national anthem to taking a knee was after a conversation with a Special Forces veteran who encouraged him in raising awareness about these issues because they are important, but also said, it might be better received if you take a knee, because as a veteran, I know that some of them might see that as a greater sign of respect, but still using this platform to draw awareness about these issues. And so to your point, Eddie, the taking a knee wasn't ever meant to be a sign of disrespect, at least from Colin Kaepernick's perspective, who started the whole trend.
But if you want to be divisive, if you want to stir up controversy where it doesn't exist, the easiest way to do that is to make it about the football players protesting the troops or America or the flag, which is not something that any of them are doing. So if you buy into that line, then you get where we're at today, which is people yelling at each other who honestly have no idea, haven't done the time or the research, or actually just stopped and listened to what these players are actually saying.
It is amazing to me the role of sports throughout the history of protests. Like, you think about the importance of like Muhammad Ali and what he did, and Jackie Robinson.
And 35 years ago this week, where the Olympic athletes had their fists in the air.
Wasn't that interesting?
That rattled the world. It's just amazing the platform that those folks have and what they're able to.
If only there was some sort of forum to discuss the deeper context and impact of sports and culture, and as it relates to substantive issues in our faith.
Yeah, I mean,
would
this
never
podcast,
work.
It'll probably be this or the magazine.
So hey, Jesse, this isn't on the script, but dude, congratulations! The trailer for Relevant is doing a sports podcast hosted by you, Steve Carter, who's the new teaching pastor at Willow Creek,
the newly minted pastor,
and Chicago Bears player Sam Acho. You guys cracked the top 25 in the sports category, not the little Christian charts, which is easy. I mean, I could put a little thing up there and get number one, but like the top 25, that is you guys beat like ESPN and stuff. Like
we were like 2 spots above like Skip Bayless's show with Shannon Sharp on over the weekend, which is really cool. I mean, like the competition on the sports chart is really stiff, and so we were really excited to see such an awesome reaction to the trailer. We got the first episode. It's out if you're listening to this podcast, it's out now. So I mean, if you haven't listened yet, please download it and give it a listen. I mean, we like you were saying, and this is going to be an extended plug here, but like you're saying, we're trying to deal with like some of these issues that are a little bit heavier and that are important, that sports can provide a really unique context from, and having a professional athlete on the show, and not just a professional athlete, but someone who's in the NFL, which is kind of right now at the forefront a lot of these conversations.
So you're saying it's a little bit better doing like having a CFL athlete, like the Canadian Football League.
CFL or like a professional golfer or something. I auditioned a few golfers. I had this bowling guy who came out with some. His takes were a little too hot in the bowling. But we're excited to have Sam, and also there are also fun stuff like this week. We got Andy Mineo and Words Played talking about the NBA and all kinds of
NBA
fun
season
stuff.
kicked off this week.
But yeah, check it out. But we were stoked that we got to put a little dent in a really competitive area with the trailer release last week.
And I will say one thing I really like about this show is that I'm not like a super sports person. I kind of like follow my teams. And so I was like, is this going to be one of those shows where I'm going to basically be lost? Like, I feel like on a lot of the ESPN shows, I'm like, I didn't even know really this was a team. And so it's like a very accessible sports show that goes deeper into the heart of the competition.
And we're having fun with the genre. One of my favorite things was when Chandler was auditioning the voiceover guys.
Yeah.
Who was doing all the segment breaks like the beat or the jam. Jesse the Guapo. That kind of thing. And we really were going after like actual ESPN voiceover guys.
The guy who did it is the voice of most of the NFL teams.
That's what I'm saying. So we got like real deal stuff. So it feels the production value of the show is hilariously good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like we're smiling the whole time, but it's because it's so legit.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's really wild. It really is.
Yeah,
I love it.
We're super excited about it. It's been a lot of fun to do, and I'm stoked about some of the stuff we got in the pipeline.
I heard. I heard. He was like listen to him. He and Nathan, because Nathan was just hovering.
Yeah.
And I heard
Sounds right.
one of the ones going. He said Jesse, Carey, Sam Acho, and Steve Carter, right? That's what he said. What I heard was Jesse Carey, the Guapo, and Steve Carter. And I literally said, Jesse, why is Jesse be called the Guapo? Is he like donning a persona for the show?
It's like the real Jesse. It's just he's the Guapo.
The Guapo.
His friends know him as the Guapo.
I don't know what it means in Spanish, and I don't need to. It's just the Guapo when I'm doing sports stuff. I don't know. It can be really offensive. I don't know. I don't care. I'm the Guapo. Just deal with it. It's
Doesn't it mean like the large or the big?
No.
Oh, that's right.
Jesse the Guapo and Steve Carter. Oh man.
Well, it's a great show. A lot of work put in by a big team of people. Well done.
Yeah. Hey, in case you missed it, Nick Offerman announced this week he's launching a woodworking initiative that helps the homeless community. He was partly inspired by Christian author Wendell Berry, and Nick is raising money for a group that helps in need by teaching them to make homemade goods. Here's him explaining the vision of woodwork.
Hello, my name is Nick Offerman. My favorite author, Wendell Berry, writes that good work is our salvation and joy, a sentiment which I wholeheartedly second. Having the opportunity to simply work hard for wages in order to afford the basic comforts of life is a great privilege that many of us in this country enjoy and even take for granted. That's why Offerman Woodshop and I are spearheading a fundraising campaign to support our friends at Woodworks in Los Angeles, as in, I would work if I could. This charismatic social enterprise allows citizens that are homeless or living in extreme poverty to earn credit towards paying off basic living expenses like rent or utilities, or even just afford necessities like eyeglasses or dentures. It also provides them with an employment reference, another common stumbling block to getting back on one's feet after suffering some version of life's misfortune. Here's the deal. If you head to the donation page and kick in whatever you can afford, I will match it dollar for dollar until we have funded 2 full years of operation for this excellent nonprofit social enterprise. It's called that because it's not a charity, it's giving people a chance at the simple dignity doing good work.
It goes on from there. Nick Offerman is making the world a better place in many ways.
He's the real deal, man. That guy is just so great, especially at a time when there's so many celebrities. It seems like you don't really want to know what's going on underneath the surface because you're worried that what you're finding you're not going to like. It just feels like, knock on wood, I don't want to revisit this conversation in a month or a year or something, but he seems like just a really, really solid guy.
Well, he was on the cover of Relevant, so I mean,
he was, yes.
I know.
You did that? Didn't you do that interview?
He gave me marriage advice. Yeah.
He's great.
He did give you marriage advice. That's right.
It was a great article.
I was engaged at the time, and obviously his relationship with Megan Mullally seems really good. So he gave me a lot of advice, some of which was a little too hot for the magazine. a lot of which was very good.
I remember you telling me about that after. That's definitely too hot for TV. But also, he's such like a big Wendell Berry advocate. Like he loves
really
turning
cool.
people on to the writings of Wendell Berry, which the world definitely needs more of.
Well, Wendell Berry has long been one of my favorite authors, and I got to meet him a few times in Kentucky, and
Really?
I have tried, and I've gotten a bunch of his books signed, and he's an incredible writer, an incredible person.
Is he the one that's behind the Knott's Berry Farm? Is he like he partnered with the Knott's family,
Yes.
and it's the Wendell Berry family and the Knott's family, and they do the Knott's Berry Farm theme park in California?
I don't think so. No, I don't think he has
And
anything
they
to do
make
with
a lot of
theme park.
jams and stuff.
Yeah, I
marmalades.
think that's basically everything he's against.
I've presumed that about Wendell Berry for a while, and I actually did an interview with him all about Knott's Berry Farm, which he seems kind of befuddled the whole time, but I just kind of plowed through. Maybe that explains why the interview went so poorly. I probably should research it because, Cameron, that was my assumption too. I mean, they have the same name. They are spelled differently, which was a red flag.
Oh, interesting.
But, sometimes you just make an assumption, go with your gut. Not a usable interview, sadly.
Hey, and lastly, in case you missed it, this week, Beth Moore encouraged victims of sexual abuse as hashtag #MeToo began trending on Twitter. So following horrific allegations of sexual harassment, abuse, and rape against former Hollywood mogul, Harvey Weinstein, actress Alyssa Milano posted this on Twitter. If all the women who have been sexually harassed or assaulted wrote "Me Too" as a status, we might give people a sense of the magnitude of the problem. Within hours, hundreds of thousands had used the hashtag to show just how pervasive the issue is, even within churches. So preacher and author Beth Moore opened up about her own story and encouraged victims who are seeking healing. Referencing her own past, she tweeted, "Me too, 11." She continued, "A well-meaning mentor told me at 25 that people couldn't handle hearing about sexual abuse and it would sink my ministry. It didn't. There's no way on earth for me to move on to a new subject quickly after that barrage of hashtag #MeToo hashtags. So I'd like to offer some hashtag We Too. We too have a voice. For all the times we were bullied into silence, we get to speak up and call wrong, wrong. Hashtag We Too for fewer future Me Toos. We too get to stand on solid ground and be counted. We too get to help other girls stand. We too get to say, I understand, I believe you. Hashtag We too have dignity. We too have courage. We too can heal. We too have community. We too can be unashamed, and we too can see to change."
I mean, it's weird having five guys talking about this, but I want to say, like, I have been completely floored watching social media, and like I just had people that are posting this are like, I had no idea this was part of your story. I had no idea. And at this point, it's like everybody has said like, oh yeah, this is a part of my story. It's truly, it is like especially heartbreaking. It's been very revealing, hard to watch.
Yeah.
But a lot of bravery, and Beth Moore is like woke, isn't she? I mean, it's just like,
I love it.
My
She's
goodness, she has been on fire.
She's great.
So much is happening in our country in a given week. Y'all should know that we record this podcast now on Tuesdays. So the news
Mornings too. Tuesday
mornings of
too.
Tuesdays. So, it comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
So a lot happens in this news cycle, this pace.
Yeah.
And last week when the news broke, it happened actually after we recorded the podcast. We heard from a few of our listeners wondering why we didn't address it. And it was frankly because it hadn't happened yet or hadn't come out yet in the news. Obviously, we've been watching it closely. We've been covering it on the website and seeing church leaders like Beth Moore help guide and impact the conversation is something that we are excited to cover and talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for people that want more context, part of the story that blew it open was the Rowan Farrow piece for the New Yorker that released actually just about an hour after we recorded. That really kind of blew it off. That provides a lot of context for just how pervasive and horrific this was in Hollywood and Harvey Weinstein's career. And also, like Cameron said, we've been really grateful for all the writers that we've been able to work with to post this week about harassment and sexual abuse, and how it's a major problem within the church as well.
Right.
And so, but yeah, we're very grateful, like Cameron was saying, for people like Beth Moore, who is a bold voice within the church.
Sadly, what I've learned doing this for a long time is that whatever issues are in society, they're in the church too.
Yeah.
All the seedy stuff that you think is just for the unsaved.
Yeah.
It's in the church too, man.
I desperately want.
The church just doesn't talk about it.
Right.
Just to add to that real quick, Eddie, like on Monday of this week, the Me Too hashtag started. Alyssa Milano posted that challenge on Sunday. So on Monday, by that time, I think it was like 250,000 tweets with that hashtag been used. And I was putting together a little update with the team for the site and did a Twitter search for hashtag Me Too and included the word church to see how many of those tweets included and it was you could keep scrolling for hours if you wanted to. It was shocking but to your point, Cameron, it a lot of times it's even magnified within the church because of
and I think
traditional power
the danger
structure.
is sometimes you see or hear a story like Harvey Weinstein and you think, well, that sounds terrible, and I would never do anything like that. But what's interesting is how many smaller and more insidious and subtle ways it's infected our own lives in ways that maybe we would necessarily are kind of hard to recognize. And those are the I don't mean to say that there's not some of the really atrocious examples of sexual assault within churches, because there obviously are, but the little ways that sexual harassment, tiny like little comments, little ways that men cover for other men in the church, those things are very much a part of our lives. And until we listen to women and learn to recognize those for what they are, I think those things are not going to go away because we tend to dismiss them as not being as bad as things are in Hollywood. It's simply not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case. And I think in the church, what makes it worse is that you have to cover it up. It's a hidden sin. So like a lot, and I'm not talking about just harassment and assault like this. I like addictions and even mental illness and things that the church just doesn't talk about that are pervasive, and they're there, and the church doesn't deal with it at all because it's like, well, we put on our Sunday best and we just kind of like put the mask on and pretend like everything's fine.
Right.
And it makes it worse in many ways. The cover up, the duality, the duplicity makes it harder to deal with in a healthy way, in a redemptive way. And I'm glad that this is coming to the surface because maybe it'll change things,
And to all of our friends who are, listening to the show who posted this week, just, you're incredibly brave. It's just like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just seeing, these are people that like, we know that listen to the podcast and stuff. And you just saw it and you're like, oh, not them too. And it just, you just keep saying that. And it's just, thanks for being so incredibly brave.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, on that note, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. Listening to Yellow Days. The song is I Believe in Love. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Men I Trust with Tail Whip. There you go. Whew. Okay. All right, Jesse. It's time for Slices. What do you have?
Okay, so you guys know that for a few weeks now, Cameron and I have talked about this extensively. I've been looking for a true crime case to blow wide open in the form of another long-form podcast that will take me deep into a dark underworld that that the average person is not exposed to. Yeah. And I will tell the story of a crime so hideous, so shocking, that it will rock the world, and it will be something that people will have to binge listen to. There'll be twists. There'll be, be questioning things up until the end. And ladies and gentlemen, I think I've found that story. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay it out to you guys. If you guys don't want this spoiled, if you want this to play out over the course of about 19 hours of me digging in, I suggest you wait. A lot of it is just pontificating about random things because it only takes about, as you'll see, about 3 minutes to read the actual story. But this is the one, folks. This one has it all. This one has a perfect crime, a sick day at work, and the fajita black market. That's right.
What?
I am talking about Texas's great fajita thief has finally been caught.
I say
Here's
this
the
every
story.
once in a while on the show, Jesse, and I'm sorry. When I read the article earlier this week, I thought that should be my site. Oh, no, wait, that'll be Jesse's.
You didn't know. And you just-
Sometimes it's like they're written for Jesse, for the show. And
Dear Jesse, the fajita thief was caught.
Here's
That was the headline, USA Today.
Yeah.
Dear Jesse.
Gilberto Escamilla was running...
Otherwise
one
known
of
as the Guapo.
was running a long con in Texas for nearly a decade. That all came crashing down on him this week. He was working at the Cameron County Juvenile Justice Department, and his job was to order food that would be served at this facility. So he started over the course of a decade ordering massive quantities by the crate load of fajita meat. We're talking at the end of the day, it looks like $1.3 million worth of fajita over the last 10 years. And what he would do is he would order it, and then he established a fajita meat black market where he would use government money to order this, not serve it at the cafeteria, but secretly move it to the underground fajita market, and was making over $1 million doing this. The problem is he got his wires crossed on when several crates of fajita were supposed to come in these past couple weeks, and he ended up calling in sick. The police got fishy and started doing some investigating, got a search warrant. Wouldn't you know, when they went to his home refrigerator, it was loaded with Tex-Mex. Caught red-handed. The smoking gun. So, I mean, obviously this is a story. I'm going to need to, he was arrested, and he's, it's a $1.3 million crime. So it's a pretty big deal, but I'm still going to need to interview Gilberto. But here, the more importantly, I'm looking to craft the true crime podcast thing. So what I think I need is like a catchphrase for in my one of the final episodes where I do my big reveal. Can I pitch a couple of these catchphrases that'll be at the end?
Yes, please.
Yes.
So I will set it up, and I'll be talking to a detective, and I'll say, so let me guess, why you wanted to check the refrigerator. Where there's steak, there's sizzle. Okay, here's the other one. I think I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger. Maybe it wasn't just Tex-Mex. Maybe there were other Mexican food things that he was stealing too. Here's what I'm going to say. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
You may want to check his other refrigerator. Just in queso. Maybe he's stealing queso. That's the implication. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying he might have been. And this is a little weak, but I'm going to throw it out there either way. About halfway through the series, I'll say this.
Okay.
I say we go to the local Chili's for some other cover work. You'll never know who you might meet. But I'm saying meat, M-E-A-T, like fajita meat. That one translates better in the transcript. But like I said, it'll probably be converted into a book and a Netflix series. So, if people have any tips for me, I'll be working on this true crime thing. And like I said, it's going to be a Ken Burns style. It's going to be print. It's going to be a film docu-series. It's going to be a true crime.
Ken Burns doesn't do true crime. He does like boring documentaries about baseball.
Well, this one's going to have a lot of long establishing shots of Chili's, and then one episode is just about cooking fajitas. That's unrelated to the crime. But it's a lot of context, a lot of color. Yeah. So very fascinating story, but it's been gifted to me, and I will be launching a true crime media empire based on the story of Gilberto. Eventually I see this as a Narcos type of thing where I interject myself into it,
right.
And I'm sort of like, it's going to be a dramatic Narcos type of series where I infiltrate his black market fajita ring. But I'm very excited about this. I'm sorry for Gilberto, but it's something that needs to be talked about.
I'm trying to piece this together. So he was ordering as the buyer of the cafeteria food. He was ordering fajita meat and not serving it. Yep. And then it went on for 10 years. And then one day or a couple days, he was out sick. Fajita meat kept showing up and a big supply of it. And then they were like, why is this? What? And they started to look into it and got suspicious. And they went and checked his house and discovered that he had been siphoning the fajita meat. Is that
exactly
it? Okay.
But it's an incredible amount of fajita meat.
Yeah. $1.3 million of fajita meat. I mean, that's at least
wholesale fajita meat too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think to myself, how many times would you say in the last year you've ordered fajitas?
I mean, I enjoy the fajitas.
Oh, I do too.
But because they're so delicious, I thought they were healthy because it's got your vegetables.
Oh yeah,
you got your clean protein, your meat, and then you find out later because they're putting the calories on these things. 1,200 calories later, you're like, oh, I didn't have a nice little healthy Mexican dinner, so I got to restrain maybe twice in the last year.
Oh, dude, I eat fajitas once a week. No lie, once a week I eat fajitas.
Why do they bring them out still cooking? You could bring anything out cooking. Yet
that's true.
Yet fajitas are like all of a sudden they're the ones who are like, oh, we cannot stop the cooking process. You got to bring it out.
It's one of those. It's one of those where somebody started it and now it's weird if you don't do it. It was one place's just their little gimmick.
Yeah, like what are you just leaving them back there and like bringing out my limp cold fajitas?
Right, they're just bringing you out like just a bucket of meat.
But I agree with you. How come it was limited to the fajitas? I get that we can't stop with the fajitas, but how come nobody's ventured out and said we're going to throw the steak on one of those things?
I'd love to know that everything they're bringing out is just still in a cooking apparatus as fresh as it can possibly be.
Well, with the fajitas, I think it has to do with a lot of like salmonella and stuff because as we learned, you don't know where that fajita comes from. I mean, there's obviously a well-established black market that who knows how long how old that fajita meat is and where it originated from. Because I mean, fajitas evidently are a criminal enterprise. So in order to cook all the disease and grossness out of it, it literally has to be cooking to the very moment that you put it into your mouth. I think it's a safety thing with fajita meat.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what do you have, Tyler?
Okay, well, I have a timely slice because we're coming up on Halloween. I think we're having a conversation about costumes a little later in the podcast, but I want to get the fires stoking a little bit with this slice. So I think we're all familiar that we're all aware of the fact that occasionally some Halloween costumes can kind of toe the line of good taste, right? You can have some sort of like racially problematic costumes. You can have something that's historically inaccurate, might be a little too violent or something like that. I'm going to read.
I err on the side of edgy when it comes down to Halloween costumes. It's once a year. People will get over it. I go edgy with this thing. It's better to ask forgiveness for permission.
Really?
And if I have an idea and I think it's good,
you really try to get to the core of what is offensive. So it's like even just dressing up as Donald Trump this year wouldn't do it.
No,
you've got to do something much more sinister.
No.
So I'm going to read the product description for this particular costume, and I'm going to see how soon in the product description you can figure out what this costume is representing, what this is a costume of. It starts. The first sentence will tip you off to the fact that this is a problematic costume. We can always learn from the struggles of history.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, World War II shook the world in a way that no one could have foreseen. It showed us what true and metal were. That's a sick throughout here. It showed us what true and metal were. It also created some unexpected heroes where even a young girl like Anne Frank with nothing but a diary at home can become inspiration to us all. Nope. So the costume, I apologize for sort of a visual slice here, but it is a young girl's costume. It is an Anne Frank. There is a tag attached to the costume, like the style of what they would have worn pre-Holocaust. Obviously, it's from HalloweenCostumes.com. Obviously, ignited a very big Twitter firestorm about why this was happening and why, like, what is the meaning behind this? Is this a good idea or not? And then a gentleman named Ross took to the Halloween Costumes Twitter account. He must be their social media guy. And He said he gave a very half-hearted defense of it, said they take the feedback very seriously. They will be removing the costume at this time. But I'm just wondering, at what point did somebody consider a Halloween costume? Can you see an argument for the idea like, oh, this is historical and it's educational and it might be fun for Halloween for some girls who really admire Anne to dress up like her? Or is it just well past the line?
Yeah, I think it's a terrible idea all the way around. My real question is, the social media guy for HalloweenCostumes.com had the most chill job ever up until like a week ago. Right. When you were tweeting him like, "Hey, is the new shipment of Avengers gear here? Yeah. I need to exchange my Batman mask for a large. Oh, cool, whatever. Now he's got this to deal with. He had it made. Yeah. Like, all he had to do is tweet pictures of funny Halloween costumes, like 24/7.
From October 1st to 31st. He works a month a year. Just like the rest of the year, it's like, they're just hanging out.
He's got a great gig. And this is also part of it. This is, you need the context here. Rob did the classic celebrity apology thing where he wrote it in his iPhone notes and took a screenshot of it and tweeted it out.
No.
So it wasn't even a official, there's no HalloweenCostumes.com logo on it. It's just the iPhone. He wasn't picked for his ability to handle sensitive controversies with a lot of flair.
The real question is, are they clever enough that they knew, okay, we're going to do this thing and it's going to cause an uproar and we'll retract it, but at least we'll get our name out there? Was it brilliant marketing?
They don't need to get their name out there. If you're going on the internet, you're looking for a Halloween costume, You type in Halloween costume, guess what pops up? HalloweenCostumes.com.
Well, which brings in the more and equally sinister reality that somebody was sitting there and going, yeah,
there's a market for this.
We need to do an Anne Frank. Yeah. We're going to do an Anne Frank kit.
But if you start looking at Halloween costumes, it can get pretty dark pretty quickly. There's something for just everything under the sun, and a good number of things that aren't under the sun and never should be or will be. So I guess I'm not surprised that somebody thought about it, just that they went through with it and were like, yep, this is what we're doing.
When was the last time you dressed up for? Oh, you do dress up for Halloween. That's right. Do you know what you're going to do this year?
You were the ghost of a real proprietor of an Orlando establishment, right?
Last year. The party I threw last year was at a speakeasy called Herman's Loan Office, and which was back in the 1920s, Herman's Loan Office.
Yes.
And I dressed up as Herman, and I had like little loan outfits. I was very fancy. I had the coat and tails because he loaned money. He was well-to-do. And I did the 20s thing. The year before that, there was a little bit of local news that there was a lady and her friends rafting down the Wekiva River. She swam up and messed with an alligator, and the alligator bit her arm off. And so I dressed up as an alligator, like in a onesie, and walked around with half an arm, and I was the Wekiva alligator.
Even that is edgy, but still, we're not even close to it. We're not even close to Anne Frank
very topical, very local, hyper local. I like to go hyper local, timely. You know,
right?
Yeah.
Well, we had an event a few years ago when there was a hurricane that hit this area, and people around here they don't take hurricanes seriously because they never happen, and people don't really know how to deal with it. So they had an epidemic, a big problem with people running out behind. They would find out where the local newscasters were broadcasting. It would run out behind them. So we had one guy in Spider-Man doing
and then Virginia Beach, an epidemic of this.
No, it was a real problem. They ended up having to stop doing live shoots because people would see it on TV and just drive out there. One guy was Spider-Man. He was trying to fight the hurricane behind the anchor, but they had the big one was a streaker who thought it was hilarious and was just doing laps. It wasn't one streak. It was. I mean, he had ample time on his hands.
Step back from it. In fairness, that is hilarious.
That is hilarious. I enjoy it.
It is hilarious. It's something in the water down here that makes people behave this way. And so, but a big costume that year, because it happened hurricane season's in the fall, so it happened shortly before the holiday, and people had their Halloween party. A big thing was people were dressing up. They would be a couple's costume. One people would dress up like a hurricane, like a swirling cotton ball cloud, and they would come with someone in a bodysuit, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's hilarious! It's a hurricane in the streaker. Good job, guys!" Making the area proud. That was a big costume, but like you said, Cameron, hyper local. But it's topical.
Chandler, are you dressing up?
I don't know yet.
All right.
The last few years I've been an eyeball. I might just do that again.
An eyeball?
I have like an eyeball
An
suit.
eyeball.
Why? That's so
I found
boring.
it at a thrift store.
But that's why he does it. It's
it's
like
like
it's
ironic.
that whole ironic. I don't care enough to
Interesting.
do something, but I'm walking around in a big eyeball.
Exactly.
All right, what do you have, Eddie?
Well, Lucy has my iPhone right now, which has my slice on it. So, Jesse, I'm going to ask you to fill in the exact numbers of my slice, but I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
I was talking to, our friend Brandon Harvey, who we remember from podcast days past. And
He's not dead.
no, I mean, he's still alive.
He's still doing well.
Yeah, he's still
What
alive.
are you
What are you talking about,
You can't bring a
dude?
slice about a friend who died. That's just insensitive.
Anyhow, so we
Not
love
the
you-
spirit of the
we love you, Brandon.
segment at all.
Keep up the good work. Rest in peace. No, so he cares a lot about. I was chatting with him this week, and he talks about the importance of good news. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring a good news slice amidst all of the not good news lately. So. There was a.
I already brought good news, Eddie. They caught
Yeah.
the fajita thief. Get off your high horse here. It's the crime of the century was solved. John Gotti, Jimmy Hoffa, all that. Yeah, these unsolved crimes. We got the fajita thief, man. America, you can rest easy. You can sleep well tonight, knowing he's off the streets, dude, and that your fajita meat was not purchased on the black market. So, I don't know what you're talking about. This good news angle. I already brought that, but continue.
So
Whatever.
in Texas,
Don't undermine me. Don't cut my legs out, dude.
So in Texas, of course, they have.
An inspirational tale.
This guy's the worst.
Inspirational fail.
It's going to be like a Mark Wahlberg movie soon. Like people are, like when he tried out for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what they're going to say about my
Slice.
he's going to play the detective. He'll play me. The podcaster who really gets to the bottom of this and took this fajita meat off the streets and back into the juvenile detention center where it belongs. Here's where the real tragedy. Here's the real victims here. Those
really
juvenile defenders. Then they're doing their time. I'm not judging them. They're doing their time. They're getting deprived of fajitas like once a week. They went 10 years without one meal of
I need a
fajitas.
cup of coffee. Could you tell me to do my slice
The
again?
government paid for them.
No,
ahead,
please. Are you sure?
Looking at the real victims
All
here.
right, 2, 1. So, of course, all of us lately have been, giving money and all that we can to Hurricane Harvey and Irma.
I didn't get into the hurricane.
Well, I mean, yeah, the hurricane
Come
itself.
and do damage. I'm not going to pay you off as you go.
No, yeah, you're not just like tossing
Throwing
cash
money
in the eye
out
of the
in the
storm.
air.
They're not holding us for ransom. Eddie, I don't think you know how hurricanes work. Like if you go out from your house and you're like, hit somewhere else, you throw money into the wind. They're not. I know they have names of people, but they're not sentient. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Maybe that's why you were without power for 2 weeks because you went out there and threw $200
$10 says he
up and
dresses
said,
up as Hurricane Harvey. So we have been giving to hurricane relief. Does that feel like something more accurate?
Wonderful.
Harvey, Irma, and of course, a lot of people around the country and around the world have been taking care of the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. It was really devastating. But an unlikely group has given $53,863. You already know because it was on, Relevant. But it was really touching. It was a group of Texas inmates who donated over $50,000 to Hurricane Harvey relief.
How do they? I don't mean to be insensitive. But how do they
amazing.
have that much money?
That is the exact beautiful, amazing point of the story. They don't. They each have small accounts for like the commissary,
Right.
and those accounts have anywhere between $5 to $6 in them. So it's it's not like they're drawing from their checking account that they had before they went into prison. These people gave money from their the jail said, like, if you want to donate from your commissary fund, we'll take it out. So when you think about it, $53,863 was given by over 6,600 prisoners. So 6,600 prisoners got rid of their commissary money, which is when you have
like $8 or $9 per person. That's amazing.
when you have like no money, like
Yeah.
that is, they basically gave their entire everything to help out the victims of Hurricane Harvey. And so this has been done once before. I think they said like it was, in the aftermath of Katrina, the Department of Criminal Justice, they came up with this idea and about $44,000, but they're not being coerced to do this. As far as we know, it's just like, hey, this is an option if you want to do something good. So I just thought it was a really beautiful story.
Awesome.
And I think it says a lot
that's
about
great.
the folks that are incarcerated that, they are in a terrible situation, but they're not terrible people. And I thought it was just a very
They're
nice.
just fajita deprived.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, the thing is that the juvenile defenders didn't have an opportunity to donate fajita meat because it was stolen. And I'm going to blow the lid off this thing. And you're going to pay Gilbert.
Really, there it is.
You're going
All
to pay.
right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Christine Caine joins us. You're listening to Matthew Young. The song is Hey. Literally, it's called Hey. Well, this week's feature interview is brought to you by Talkspace. We all need to take a little bit better care of ourselves, and our mental health is no exception. That's why today's sponsor, Talkspace, the online therapy company, makes it easy to connect with an experienced, licensed therapist that you pick based on your preferences for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy. You can send your therapist a text, audio, and video messages, or even do a live video chat. Talkspace therapists are fully licensed and go through a rigorous screening process in addition to thousands of hours of supervised professional training. When Talkspace approached us about sponsoring the show, we looked into them pretty extensively. And the cool thing is, if you're looking for like a Christian counselor, they have that. You can sort by Christian counselors. If you want somebody who specializes in something that you're dealing with, marriage or family or things like that, they have that. Which is a big deal to me. That it's not like one size fits all approach to counseling. It's a really cool thing.
And it's kind of, I had honestly never heard of it before they came to the show, and it's kind of a brave new world of counseling that we don't have to be limited by, the 10 counselors that are in our city, but there's this incredible resource of people that are right there. So
even I know of local hospitals and stuff that are going to this more online kind of like type approach to counseling and therapy, because the important thing is not having to think, well, I can't do it because I don't have time to drive, sit in somebody's office. I don't have the money for it, things like that. Just get connected somehow, somewhere, and start somewhere. Talkspace is a great way to do that. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com/relevant. And as a special offer for our listeners, you can use coupon code relevant to get $30 off your first month and show your support for this podcast. That's relevant and Talkspace.com/relevant. Talkspace for how we live today. Christine Caine is an activist, author, and abuse victims advocate and evangelist who founded the organization The A21 Campaign, a group dedicated to fighting human trafficking. She's also the author of the new book, Unshakeable, a daily devotional focusing on how to strengthen your faith even in the midst of difficult times. She also wrote The Last Word in the next issue of Relevant.
Good person.
It was phenomenal.
It's
phenomenal.
Really good.
We recently spoke with Christine about the book, The Hollywood Abuse Scandals, and how to overcome trials. Here is Christine Caine.
On the one hand, I feel like people in the States, in the West in general, like all over the world, are very, the idea of human trafficking is so evil, and it almost raises a really visceral reaction of disgust when you hear it. But it's also at the same time so prevalent, and in many ways becoming more prevalent. Why do you think there's that discrepancy between, on the one hand, the recognition that it's a very evil thing, but the unwillingness or apathy about actually doing anything about it?
Yeah, well, I think greed obviously is a big issue, and that's what it comes down to, because it will involve us all drastically changing aspects of our lives and our spending patterns in order to make a change. And I think sometimes if we don't feel that it's personally touching us, and I think we just justify, human nature is such that you think, well, I am not I'm not holding anyone in slavery, or I'm not trafficking in anyone. So you kind of just get on with your life rather than realizing so many of our purchasing choices and our own silence continues to perpetuate, human trafficking existing on the earth. And so, and it depends, here it's one issue. I think it's got a lot to do with our buying and selling. And I mean, trafficking in America is huge, but it's just, again, it mostly affects the most marginalized, the most disenfranchised, and it would again mean that we would have to become uncomfortable and get involved and say, look, it's not right. This kind of injustice has to stop. And I think right now there are so many things dividing so many people, and so many things are screaming for our attention. I just think people in the Christian church are just suffering from almost a compassion fatigue. And yet Jesus has had compassion. So we've got to find a way of helping people understand that Christians actually shouldn't have compassion fatigue. And so you've got to understand internally what is driving you to fight injustice, because if it's yourself, you are going to get fatigued. It's just too much. You go, look, I can't do this. We've got race issues, we've got gender issues, we've got trafficking issues, we've got, poverty, and we've got immigration, and people are just bombarded and overwhelmed. And I think a lot of people are just thinking, man, if I just kind of tweet that I don't like it, I've done something about it. Yeah. So, whereas doing something about it, I'm 10 years on in this journey. It takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of patience, and a lot of love and grace. And it takes a lot of hard work working with corrupt governments and working with, corrupt systems and unjust systems. It's a really romantic notion, the whole issue of social justice. And, you see what's sweeping through a whole generation. It sounds beautiful, it sounds romantic, but the actual work of doing justice is really hard work.
So what would be your advice for people who have they've been really inspired or the opposite, maybe they've been really wounded and hurt by stories they've seen about social justice, they want to get involved, they immediately realize that it's much more difficult than they thought it might be. What are some practical tips you can give to our listeners, people who read you, listen to you, about how to kind of find that spark, that motivation that got you started out in the first place again?
Well, I think what would be really good in the whole next wave is for people, when God stirs your heart about an issue, kind of get involved with people that are already doing something about that issue. I think a lot of us just feel the need that I've got to go start something. And I'm finding that there's a lot of really good things that exist, and what we need is a lot more hands on deck of people that are prepared to just roll up their sleeves and work. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, and be in it for the long haul, because the emotion of it wears off. When you're in the thick of it, day in and day out, eventually the fire is not going to burn as bright within you. You do it out of commitment and out of conviction. And when we have a generation that is more fueled by what they feel, I mean, my social media asks me, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Almost like that. That's God. Well, it's what have I been called to do has to proceed. What do I feel like doing? And so I'm 10 years on in this journey, and I don't really ask myself how I feel anymore. I just follow what I've been called to do, and that helps me keep going.
I want to ask you about, in terms of things that are feeling sort of shaken up in culture right now, there's been a wealth of conversation that's been incited over the last week because of some of the accusations coming out from Hollywood about Harvey Weinstein. And this has led to a lot of conversations in other industries, including the church. You've spoken about sexual abuse in the past. What do you think in an area that it would be really, really wonderful to see the church and Christians take the lead in trying to bring some justice to these women and hear and elevate the voices of the abused? What are some ways that you think that Christians could do that and be a helpful part of this conversation?
Yeah, I think I love it. When I started talking about being abused, I think in the 90s, not many people were talking about it, especially women as well, because it was still, it made people feel very uncomfortable. And I remember sort of thinking, well, Christine, this isn't going to be good for your ministry. I don't even know what that means. I thought ministry was that we were going to help people overcome their brokenness. And I'm not building a career here. I'm following a calling. There's a very big difference between those things. So I'm very grateful that as I've been in ministry for 31 years, I've seen a change. And, this week on Saturday, we just did our Walk for Freedom right down Hollywood Boulevard. There are times and seasons that God really puts a spotlight on some things. And I think for we as Christians, the church needs to be a safe place where men and women, because men are victims of abuse as well, where men and women are able to come and be able to be heard and be able to be helped. And I think sometimes we don't even realize that simply acknowledging someone and saying, I hear you, or two phrases, I hear you, I believe you. You don't realize how much freedom that can bring to someone. Just, I hear you, I believe you. And then most churches that I know have got unbelievable programs that can really help people. And some people need to go through, formal counseling. In my own life, I've had ongoing counseling over many years at different seasons with differing levels of intensity, because the abuse and the adoption and the abandonment in my life caused so much trauma in my soul that I've needed a lot of help. And so to be the wife that I am, to be the mother that I am, to be able to do what I do in helping to empower women and rescue slaves, the fact is that my soul realm, my inner world has got to be healthy for me to do as much as I do externally.
I want to change direction just a little bit and talk about Unshakeable, which I think was the inspiring spark for our own conversation. Can you tell us a little about what Unshakeable is and why you decided to put it together?
Sure, Tyler. Yeah, I did. I guess I couldn't have even imagined how timely this was going to be. The last year, there's a scripture in Hebrews that says, only those things that can be shaken will be shaken, so that those things that cannot be shaken shall remain. And the truth is, I don't know that we ever imagined so many things would be shaken politically, economically, socially, morally, environmentally. I mean, every sector of society has been so shaken. And I think it has come to a place where so many are questioning, what do I really believe? What do I really think? When you really realize now whether you had built your faith on the shifting sand or whether you'd built it on a solid rock. And so I remember saying to my husband about 2 years ago, really, I said, I really think I need to write, because I'm a very big word girl, with my background of abuse and adoption. I mean, being in the word every day is a matter of life and death for me. It's not just a good idea. It's not like what I do for a profession. It's what I do to stay alive. And so I'm a big believer in kind of daily devotionals just to orient people and just go, let's be grounded on the word. But I said, I want to do a daily devotional, 365 days, 1 year, of just all scriptures around being unshakable. I really had no idea then, I think, how prophetic that was going to be. I wish I could say that, wow, the Lord told me and I knew everything was going to be shaken. But I just had a stirring in my gut. And I've been reading through the devotional myself and going, wow, just so timely. I'm going, no wonder the Bible has so much to say about having a solid foundation, Jesus being this hope we have as an anchor for our soul, both firm and secure, that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I didn't realize how much that would matter to me in a time of shifting mores and shifting morals and shifting ethics and shifting politics and shifting everything. You go, whoa, I think there's a real place of being rooted and grounded in the Word of God and in the truth of God in the midst of so much shifting around us in culture.
That was Christine Caine. Make sure to check out her new book, Unshakeable. It's out now.
Money all around me. I look like I'm the man. But I was counting out like last week. Tell me, where have you been? Came out of hiding, girl. Don't act like I'm your man. You just a fan. You don't hold rank. Don't hold no.
You're listening to Gold Link. It's the Crew remix featuring Gucci Mane, Brent Fayez, and Shy Glizzy, obviously. Okay, it's that time of year again, the most wonderful time of the year. It is time for our very special game, the debut of the Spooktacular 2017 Holy Ghost Wiener Roast Monster Mash Challenge.
This is a very special game because, the Halloween season is upon us. But, the thing about Halloween season is it offers a tough conflict for a lot of believers. You know, are you doing the harvest party thing? Are you doing the Holy Ghost wiener roast thing? Are you doing the Halloween thing and ushering your children over to the dark side? Those are a lot of questions we have to deal with, and that, you know, I want to be on the forefront for our leaders. So the best thing that I could think of to do is to trivialize the debate with a game about all of it.
Perfect. We do that well. We take thoughtful content and trivialize it.
Yeah,
that's what we're known for.
Precisely. Hence the game.
So we joining us in the studio, Eddie is out of here. He didn't want to expose Lucy to this, so they've stepped out. He'll come back. He'll come back for the next segment. So joining us for the game today, come back for seconds, Calvin Kearley.
By popular demand. So
yeah, you know. And also joining us from our editorial department, you might have heard her on a couple of interviews, but she likes us to cut her questions out when she does the interviews. Our production editor, copy editor, Kathy Pierre is joining us.
Hi.
It is a little note. It is Kathy's 30th birthday today.
Wow.
It's actually it is her birthday though. It really actually is her birthday. She is a vivacious 25. Yeah, there you go. 25 years old. Not Kathy, over the hill like 30.
Yeah. For people that 41. Just to give a little context to Kathy in her role here, she is by far the most valuable member of the editorial team. With Tyler on the line, Tyler, I'm not throwing shade, but I think you would agree.
I wouldn't disagree in the slightest.
I wouldn't either. She was out celebrating her birthday very lavishly for the last 2 days. It was like Lord of the Flies in the editorial department.
It was. I stabbed Tyler at one point. I'm not proud of it with a spear that I fashioned in the leg. I don't remember what the conflict is. There was
no other option but to wear a diaper.
So glad. So she's back. Today's her actual birthday, and we said you're coming on the show to play a game. She said, "What do I have to do?" I said, "Just show up. I'm sorry." And here she is.
So here's how this game is going to work. It's sort of like a hockey game where there's 3 different periods, right? And Kathy, I am going to assume that by the time we get to the third, you're going to be crushing Calvin so thoroughly that the third one is specially geared for him to be involved. At least so he's not embarrassed. I'm still very, very confident that you're going to win. But just to let you know, the third round there's a little twist to it. So each round is a little bit different. We'll start with round 1. Is this a real Halloween book for Christians or one that I made up? The rules are simple. I read the title of a book. Is it real? Can you buy this right now on the internet, or is this one I made up? Calvin, I'll let you go first.
Thank you.
The Harvest Party Deception, Exposing the Great Compromise.
That's real.
I'm sorry, that is a fake. Though I would read that book. I'm writing it right now. Okay, all right, Kathy. Mommy, why don't we celebrate Halloween? Mommy, why don't we celebrate Halloween? Real or fake?
That has to be real.
Oh, that is real. That is real. So you're already destroying Calvin. Calvin, trick or treat yourself to hell. Trick or treat yourself to hell. Real or fake?
Oh, gosh. I'm thinking that's real.
Calvin, you're terrible at this. That is fake. Again, I have book contracts for both of these right now. Kathy, a little twist here. This one's a little optimistic. The Pumpkin Patch Parable. Is that alliteration heavy title real? The Pumpkin Patch Parable.
No, you made that up.
I'm sorry, that is real, you guys. That is it's a little too real to be honest with you. All right, Calvin.
I'm back.
Calvin, Witches Lie in Wait. A guide to safely avoiding All Hallows Eve. Witches Lie in Wait.
I'm gonna go consistent and say real.
Dude, I don't think you got one right. That's fake. All right, Kathy, to take us out of the literature round, the big no-nos, Harry Potter, Smurfs, and the Devil's Day.
Fake.
That is definitely fake. So, did anyone keep score? I think Kathy just gets a point for the whole round at that point.
Yeah, there you go. One, right, because it's 3 rounds. That's good. She won the first round.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, easily won the first round. Kathy, you set the tone for the game there by dominating Calvin. So the pressure's on. The pressure's on a little for Calvin here. Calvin, maybe you'll have a little advantage. Kathy's pretty well read. She's read all of those books. And I floated her a couple of my own personal manuscripts for a first reader. So she knew that I was working on exposing the Great Compromise. So it's not even fair. But this one you might have a chance at. Is this the name of a real Christian hell house? Or is this a heavy metal album? Okay.
Can you
it's
define
either the name of a Christian hell house or a heavy metal album? Kathy, are you familiar with the hell house phenomenon?
Not at all.
Yeah, define that.
So,
Thank God.
So just for context, we talked about this earlier in the show. A lot of these churches will have these kind of haunted houses, where you walk through scenes that warn you about the danger of these different vices, and at the end, you either find out you go to heaven or hell. Tyler, is that a pretty accurate assessment?
That was my experience. Yes.
Okay. So
you just get a little taste of hell.
Just one little taste of hell.
So sort of like
Halloween.
your basic college youth group then.
Yeah. All right. Kathy, Calvin started us last time, so I'll let you start us this time. Is Blood Mountain a real Christian hell house, or is that a heavy metal album? Blood Mountain.
Heavy metal album.
You're unstoppable, Kathy.
Wow.
All right, Calvin. The House of Death, a Christian hell house, or a heavy metal album?
A heavy metal album.
Unbelievable that your streak is this cold. The House of Death is a Christian hell house.
I mean, I got you right where I want you, Kathy.
Calvin, just wait.
Maybe do this. Maybe go, oh, surely it's this answer. Oh, wait. Before I say that, I'll say the opposite because I'm always wrong.
That's actually what I did in my head, though.
Oh, now it's a double back again.
All right.
Yeah. There's no winning for you. All right, Kathy. The Nightmare. The Nightmare.
That's it?
Yeah.
Hell House.
Gotta be.
You are correct, Cameron.
Yeah.
That's actually one we used to go to.
Yeah, that's right. Tulsa, Oklahoma is very famous.
Yeah,
the Nightmare.
Very, very terrifying.
So unoriginal.
2 hour waits. 2 hour waits to get in the Nightmare. Very popular.
That is
okay.
You could smell the bear. It was a thing.
Calvin.
Yep.
Slaughter of the Soul.
I got this.
Slaughter of the Soul.
He's very confident. He sat up.
Okay. Heavy metal album.
You finally at the gates. Calvin is on the board. I still think Kathy has run away with this round. All right, Kathy. Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell.
I want to say Hell House, so I'm going to go with heavy metal album.
Black Sabbath, a classic album from Black Sabbath.
Goodness. See, the thing about the hell houses is not that on the nose.
Yeah.
They don't title it. It's a little more subtle, like
Some
the
nuance.
nightmare. Let me tell you about the nightmares of living in sin, not literally heaven and hell.
Yeah.
I would have said Hell House if it was heaven and apostrophe hell.
Heaven and hell, kind of like a diner.
Yeah. but the thing about the Hell House, some of them have a theme. Some of them have like a crazy theme to them.
That's right.
So there were a lot of curveballs. All right, Calvin. Operation Mind Crime. Operation Mind Crime. Tell me what your impulse is.
Oh gosh, it's so cheesy that my impulse is Hell House, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna say heavy metal album.
You're right. It's a heavy metal album from Queensryche.
There you go.
Kathy, I think it's all tied up. So I think
Did they think that was funny when they named it? You know what I mean? Like Queensryche. I mean, they were like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah,
or were they like, this
table.
is awesome.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
I don't know.
This will scare them.
Yeah. All right, Kathy. If you win this, I think you take the round. Otherwise, it might go to Calvin. Scaremare.
Hell House?
Oh, yeah.
Kathy wins round number 2. Kathy's on fire here. All right, so you know what that means. Kathy's already technically won the game.
Scaremare. Yeah, well, no, Jesse, you forgot round 3. The
points
worth 17 points.
Right.
I did forget about that. This is a 17-point round, and I kind of feel bad about that because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we've just entered the candy talk round. All candy themed questions. Now, Kathy,
kick back
you
and
should
relax.
know this is Calvin's expertise.
Here we
Candy
go.
talk?
Don't
Candy
act like you
talk.
don't know what that is.
It's sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, it swept the nation at the very end of our podcast for about 2 minutes.
But this is the candy talk round. So here's how this works. I read 2 different items. You tell me which is more calories, okay?
That's it? Just more calories?
Well, just wait. It's only one of them is candy. So, Calvin, I'll let you go first since you're the expert. 6 entire heads of lettuce.
Okay.
6 entire. Okay, that's a full head of lettuce.
That
You gotta
heavy
eat
metal
every
album.
bite of it.
Wait.
6 of them.
Okay.
Or a king size Hershey bar.
Oh, I think you're being tricky. I'm going to say the heads of lettuce.
I'm sorry, the king size candy bar.
Clearly, lettuce has it's water.
Like
it has
calories.
literally 5 calories.
But I don't think you could eat 6 heads in one sitting. I don't think a
Regardless.
human stomach could
I was going
consume
opposite.
6 heads of
I
lettuce.
should have went with my instincts.
6 of them would have 30 calories total. Just saying.
It's just because that's what my family gives away at Halloween. So I thought
That's a lot.
it'd be.
Just chuck them at the children as they walk by. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine giving a kid just a head of lettuce.
It's kind of like
you gotta hold-
dodgeball. It's kind of like dodgeball. When they walk up the sidewalk, you just chuck the lettuce at them.
Yeah. Let us talk. It's a new podcast.
Let us talk. Let us talk. I get it.
Yeah.
Let us talk
See?
about lettuce.
It's a T-shirt already. Somebody make that.
Kathy, it looks like you already are running away with this round after Calvin's pitiful performance, and I'm embarrassed because he's a candy talk man, and he should know this stuff. All right, 38 pieces of candy corn, and the reason 38, I figured that's about how much you can eat in like the average person. If they got a bag of candy corn, they probably eat about 38 pieces. So 38 pieces of
That's a
candy
lot.
corn. Is that a lot?
Yeah, you know moderation, my friend. 38 of them. I'm talking like 5 to 6. You get a little handful.
5 to 6. That's just a warm up. I mean, that's not even one bite. I'm eating like 9 a bite minimum.
I don't think I've eaten
I grab a
38
handful
pieces of candy corn in my life.
Yeah, oh man. Okay, so 38 pieces of candy
heads of
corn.
lettuce, though.
Just a normal sitting for Jesse is what
Yeah,
we're saying.
38 pieces of candy corn or 4 entire ears of corn. Real corn, like the produce.
Yeah, we know what an ear of corn is.
Just clarifying.
Oh. This is normal size candy corn.
Yeah, not like jumbo.
This isn't a
Not
trick
okay.
question.
They're not jumbo corns.
Gonna go with ears of corn.
I'm sorry. It's actually the 38 pieces of candy corn. It's
Okay,
more
good.
calories.
Okay.
Wow.
Clean slate. That's what I like to
Zero,
call it.
zero. Zero, zero.
Jesse, are they all having to do with like above the neck, like size ratios, like ears of corn, heads of lettuce?
Yeah, it's funny you say that.
This one is black-eyed peas coming up. Yeah.
So, have you, Calvin? Are you familiar with the candy Boston baked beans? I told my wife this one. She's like, I never had Boston baked beans.
Sure. Yeah, I lived in Boston for a while.
Okay, so it's a delicious. How would you describe that candy? Use your candy talk skills to describe it. If people haven't had Boston baked beans,
It's exactly like licking a shag carpet.
all right, perfect. You nailed it. 2 cups of Boston baked beans, which is like a movie theater size box. 2 cups of Boston baked beans, or 3 entire cans of Bush's baked beans, like you would eat at a barbecue. 3 entire cans, or 2 cups of the
Which
candy.
again, just one sitting for Jesse.
Right.
Oh, easily. Like I said, that's a movie. Cameron, yeah. Okay, here's what I don't get. You told me that we had the same problem when it came to hot tamales, and then I'm getting into candy talk territory here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call you out here because you and I both could walk into a movie theater with a pound and a half bag of hot tamales. And by the time the movie is over, we've easily eaten it. Is that not true?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You're right.
Then I don't want to be judged for 38.
I just feel like candy corns are more of a, I've had enough candy corns. You know, the hot tamales to me, it's like big red gum. I mean, it's just like, it's cinnamon. It's good. Still, anyway.
Refreshing.
All right. What's the answer? Boston baked beans or baked beans?
Or 3 cans of Bush's baked beans.
Gonna go cans of beans more.
You are correct. So I think it's tied. If I'm doing my math correct.
No. Calvin has 1. Kathy has none on this round. They both were 0-0, and now he's got that one right.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
So this is for the tie, Kathy. Okay. This is so you really need this one because we have a sudden death round coming up for all the marbles. 39 stalks of celery or 1 Three Musketeers bar.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah,
easily.
no question.
That's unbelievable, but it's correct. 39 stalks. I don't even see how a human could eat that.
Okay, it's not how much can you eat, it's how much you have more calories. Celery is the only food that has a negative calorie consumption. When the energy that you spend to eat and digest a stalk of celery requires more calories than the celery has. It is a negative net calorie food.
It's the food equivalent of time travel.
So you could say 38, you could say 380 stalks of celery, and the answer is the Three Musketeers bar.
Yes.
You know what's crazy? If you ate 39 Musketeers, by my calorie calculation, that's potentially lethal. Like instant death by diabetes from eating 39.
All right, so now we're tied on the 17. So it is a tie final round. So we need a tiebreaker for this final round for the 17 points.
Okay, how about this? Kathy, it's your birthday. You get to choose. Does Calvin get the sudden death winner-take-all question, or do you get it?
Ooh.
Is it the same category?
I'll let you pick the category.
So you're saying out of the 3 so far, she can pick one of those 3 rounds.
She can pick one of those 3 rounds and choose whether her or Calvin answers it for sudden death.
All right.
Okay, let's do the books.
The books.
Okay.
Let's see where this is going.
And
savage. Kathy's brutal.
The one where he was 0 for all of them? Yeah, I like it.
Calvin, I'm going to toss this to you.
I get it. Okay.
All right, Calvin. This is for all the marbles.
This is for the game.
Is this a book that I'm currently working on but is not yet published, or is this a real one that you could go buy right now? Here we go. Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, actually.
Well, you should be. A lot at stake here because I forgot to say that the loser of this game has to eat the 39 stalks of lettuce, 6 stalks of celery, 6 heads of lettuce, and 3 cans of Bush's baked beans. I should have laid that out from the beginning. So there's a lot on the line here. I mean, that's a heart attack. Okay.
That's okay.
Here is the book, Trick or Treating, What the Bible Really Says. Trick or Treating, What the Bible Really Says.
What could the Bible actually say about trick or treating, which didn't exist when the Bible...
The Passover is kind of like trick or treating.
Is it? Yeah, because the death angel's coming around.
Right.
You got to put the blood on the thing to make it say, like we want the treat, no tricks.
Right.
Don't kill my children.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tricks have gotten
It's pretty
less
dark, yeah.
You guys have really put this
It's a little bit heavier than having someone in a Daniel Tiger costume come to the door and get a Tootsie Roll. But I do see the parallel.
Oh my goodness.
I'd like to get a Jewish studies professor in here to comment on this, but sure, let's go with it.
Yeah. That's a real book, Jesse.
Calvin, what would the Bible possibly say about trick or treating? I thought that was a gimme, to be honest with you. That was one of my own choices.
Happy birthday,
What would it possibly say about trick or treating? An entire book. Okay, it is not just a chapter, not just an online art, not just a listicle, an entire 150, 200 page book.
I was able to make one
says about trick or treating exist
somewhere.
yet, Calvin.
Someone's got to write that book.
Oh my goodness. Well, Kathy, happy birthday. You win because Calvin was 0 for all of them on the first.
Calvin now has to gorge himself on terrible food. So congratulations, Kathy.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Hey, stay tuned. Up next, your feedback. listening to Sloan Peterson. The song is Ride. Well, it's time for your feedback. Welcome back, Eddie.
Thank you.
I'm glad you left the room for that one.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot going on. Lucy and I were just conscientious objectors to that game.
It wouldn't have gone well had you both been in the room.
Yeah, we saw the rundown.
You'll hear it later.
No,
trust
thank
me.
you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's time for your feedback. Before we do feedback, we do corrections and apologies. Trying to think.
I feel like probably.
I mean, it will depend how the edit goes. I think we're okay so far.
Yeah, it really is in the hands of Chandler every single week. What we need to apologize for.
Yeah. Hey, last week, it's time for your feedback. Last week, the question of the week, we asked you, what is the worst tattoo you've ever seen? What's the worst tattoo you've ever seen? Prop brought the slice about Drake getting an odd tattoo and got us talking about the worst tattoos ever. You guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You also posted on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's some of our favorites. Hey, I'm actually going to start for once. I don't read these, but I just literally got a text moments ago from a friend of ours, Jesse, Jonathan Bach, a producer in Hollywood.
Oh,
he just texted me. Yeah. He said, last year I went to a Southern California water park. And he put parentheses, kill me. But I saw an amazing tattoo. A 75-year-old lady in a bikini with a tramp stamp that said world's greatest grandma.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's probably.
Oh, man, I love it.
There is a point, though, where you hit 70 where you're just like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you think. This is where I'm getting this tattoo.
She's like one of those silver star dancers that they have come out at Magic Games for the timeout sometimes, where it's like the old ladies from the retirement community who all dress up all sassy and then they do the hoochie dances. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So Ann Bernard said, a coworker of mine, and you're really out in your coworker here. She might be able to figure this out. A coworker of mine has a tattoo of Shaggy and Scooby-Doo on the back of each of her calves. Oh. One where they're just standing next to each other, and one where Shaggy is holding Scooby. So as I understand it right, it's Shaggy and Scooby in different poses on each of the back of her calves. From far away, they look like the exact same picture. You have to get up really close to tell the difference.
I have a theory about Ann's coworker that she got the one where they're standing next to each other, and she's like, "Man, I just got a tattoo of Scooby and Shaggy standing next to each other. I deeply regret this. I should have got Shaggy holding Scooby. I got to get it on the other calf. That's the only way to make this to absolve my tattoo regret." Our good friend JJ was at a line at Universal, and the guy in front of him had a tattoo on the back of his neck with the Apple logo and the words "Think Different."
No.
Oh,
Awful.
No.
Awful.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Unless you're like Steve Jobs' like family member, I don't think that's appropriate. Katie has 2 heart tattoos on her feet. She got them when she was 18 and she really wanted a piercing. Her parents said no, so she decided to get revenge and tattoo hearts on my feet the next day. She said, Christians like to ask me if they mean that I walk in love, and I always respond with no, I was just mad at my parents. So always a good motivation.
I would have never even considered asking her if it means walk in love, which I guess I'm just not that good a person. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a lot more where those came from. You can check them out online or on the podcast episode page. It's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Well, earlier in the show, we got talking about Jesse and Tyler and I's experiences with the church hell houses this time of year. This would be prime time. This would be the week that the line is around the block.
Yeah.
Because these kids, these 13-year-olds, they're into anticipation because mom and dad dropped them off. They're allowed to go with their buddies. They're having a night out.
That's the thing, is when you're that age, you're like, all right, I know what I'm getting into, but it's like something to do.
Right? Exactly.
Like
to our surprise, to my surprise at least, Eddie had no idea what we were talking about. He'd never been to these things.
I feel like I got to go to one. It might help things
we
out.
need to help educate Eddie. And for this week's question of the week, we want to know your craziest Christian or church event, Halloween, harvest, hell house event story. What's the weirdest thing you saw? Maybe it was a costume. Maybe it was a scene in your church's cautionary tale event. Maybe it was just crazy church Halloween stories. That's what we want for the question of the week.
I am dreading the answers to this because I think
I feel this is a deep well of content.
I'm like, people aren't going to have anything, and then it's going to be awful next week.
It's going to be awful, Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your longer replies on the podcast episode page at Relevant Magazine.
And next week is our big Halloween show with a pretty big surprise at the end.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, many thanks to our show sponsors for making this episode possible. Remember, when you go over to squarespace.com, you can start your free trial today and then enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Thanks also to Talkspace. To match with your perfect therapist and get $30 off your first month, go to Talkspace.com/relevant. And also thanks to Tracker. You can go to thetracker.com, no E, TRACKR, /relevant to get 20% off any order.
I just got a notification on my phone that C. Strang wants to see me as a therapist on Talkspace. So
I would love to. I heard you're taking clients.
It's not your fault, Cameron.
Oh.
He's booked.
That's all I said.
Eddie is booked through 2018.
That was literally one of the most moving scenes in any movie ever.
It's not your fault.
Robin Williams, Matt Damon. It's not your fault.
Well, it's because
it's not your fault.
Because he was talking to us.
Just dead. Just mush on the floor.
Yeah. And you saw it with your parents, which made it even weirder. All of a sudden, you and your dad just won't look at each other after the movie. Cool. Let's go get some soft serve. Okay. Cool.
Many thanks to our guests for joining us. Remember, you can get Christine Caine's new book, Unshakeable. It comes out this week. You can also follow her on Twitter at Christine Caine. She's awesome.
She is.
Hey, while you're on the internet this week, go download our newest show. Relevant is doing a sports podcast starring Jesse the Guapo, Steve Carter, and Sam Maggio of the Chicago Bears. I think you're going to really love this show.
It's awesome.
We have a lot of fun putting it out there for you. Also, make sure to check out Mike Foster's Fun Therapy. He's on, I think, episode 3 now of his debut season of Fun Therapy. That's awesome, and it's doing well. Go check it out. Hey, and while you're online, also head over to relevantmagazine.com and get the magazine. You can subscribe today. There's a special offer going on, and you will get your order in time to get the new issue, which is shipping soon. Yeah, I think you'll like it.
You always say that.
No, I know. I think they will, though. I think this is the one. They're gonna. This is the one they're gonna like it.
All the magazines before, it's been like, you know what? We tried our best.
We've been working up to this moment.
This is the one you've been waiting for.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Koffoltz.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
And for Calvin Kearley and Kathy Pierre, whose birthday it was. We'll see you next week.
Happy birthday, Kathy.
We'll be alright. See you sometime. This country dog won't die in the city. We'll be alright. See you sometime. This country dog won't die in the city. We'll be alright. See you sometime. This country dog won't die in the city. We'll be alright. See you sometime. This country dog won't die in the city.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Close, both feet behind. I aim for tomorrow. Work on my mind.
Mommy, why don't we celebrate Halloween?